We're now going to look at the next step, which is what people are really sort of interested in, and that is battery storage. So not only using what you're producing, I don't want to export the rest to Synergy and get paid only 8 cents. I'd rather store it in a battery and use it at night time and rather than use Synergy's grid. So to do that, it's called a hybrid solar system. You're just going to basically need an inverter that is battery ready, okay, so that you can attach a battery to it. These are called hybrid systems, hybrid inverters. So another conversation to have with your PV, solar PV company when you're talking to them, if you do want to go down this pathway, you want to be talking about having a battery ready inverter. Type of batteries that are on the market, there's getting more, but the most popular choice is lithium ion, which have come a long way. One of the best known would be the Tesla POWERWALL. And the POWERWALL 2, which is the latest offering, it offers 13.5 kilowatt hours of storage. Okay, so 1 kilowatt hour is 1 unit of electricity on your Synergy bill. So this is storing up to 13.5 units of electricity, which is pretty good. And this particular battery also is able to convert DC power to AC power. So that's basically converting your rooftop panel power to your house consumption power. Could be an extra step that you don't need though if you've already got an inverter and you're looking to add on a battery. Can be mounted pretty much wherever, obviously outside of the direct sunlight preferably. Can be on the floor or the wall, and you can also make stacks of them if you want to increase your capacity. What size are they? Okay, about the size of an average door, 44 inches by 29 inches wide. So thinking about, do I want a battery? Okay, well, do I have enough room in the garage to store it, or wherever your inverter might be? And they also, the Tesla POWERWALLs come with their own app to monitor the energy and the usage. So the capacity here, you can see, was 13.5 kilowatts for the POWERWALL 2. And the depth of discharge is an important one to look at, and that is how much usable energy. So the depth of discharge for this one's 100%, meaning that I've got 13.5 units of usable energy. I can draw it all the way down to 0. The warranty, again, you want to be looking at closely with batteries, 10 years, and that means that after 10 years, this one is going to be storing 70% of its initial target. Okay, so after 10 years, this POWERWALL will still be storing 70% of 13.5 units. And the peak power is the other interesting one you want to look at. That means that the most appliances I can put on at one time, essentially. So if you were to put on the stove and the air conditioner, you could probably deal with that 7 kilowatt peak while you're cooking your dinner. But if you're after a continuous peak, I can only run the air conditioner. I can't put on, because the big air conditioner is going to use 5 kilowatts or 5 units of electricity. One of the other popular batteries that's on the market is the LG Chem batteries. And again, the LG is one of the best known brands batteries in the world. They've got a big range of batteries that come in also 48 volt and also the higher voltage being 400 volts. Come with a good 10-year warranty, again like the Tesla POWERWALLs, but a little bit better than the Tesla POWERWALLs. So after 10 years, they're still going to be holding 80% of what they've been marketed as. So they'll still be 80% rather than 70% of Tesla. They're compact, lightweight design, so they're a little bit smaller than the POWERWALLs. And you can sort of know that it's a good brand and a good battery because they're actually used in electric vehicles like Hyundais, Holdens and Renaults. Peak power production, again similar to the Tesla POWERWALLs, where you're talking 5 to 7 kilowatts depending on what particular battery you go for or which battery you go for. So you can see here, this is just a range of the 48 volt batteries, okay, which would be suitable for most people. And you can get variable sizes, total energy consumption, or storage rather, you can see here going up. And again, these also list what inverter brands it's compatible with. So if you've got an existing system that you're looking to add a battery to, you want to make sure that the batteries are compatible with your inverter. And these are the higher voltage batteries. So for myself, which is currently looking at the batteries, for my 5 kilowatt system, I'm on 3-phase power. So I'm looking at this one here, which is your RESU 10H, okay? And the RESU is just residential energy storage unit. So, you know, up to 9.8 kilowatt hours of storage, okay? So just under 10 units. And when we look at the, again, the sort of key stats, 9.8 kilowatt hours of storage, slightly less than the POWERWALL in that you can only have 95% depth of discharge. So I can't use that full 9.8 kilowatt hours. I can only use probably about 9 units of that battery storage. 10-year warranty, which is again exceptional, 80% storage after that 10 years, which is slightly better than the POWERWALL. And again, your power, your peak, 7 kilowatt peak, 5 kilowatt continuous. Okay, again, so for this particular model that I'm looking at, that's comparable with the Tesla POWERWALL. This is the other battery that's quite common in the market nowadays. And when I say quite common, in that out of the batteries that are being installed, it's one of the 3 most popular. It's called the BYD battery. It's also linked to the electrical vehicle market globally, all right? So that's how, again, you know it's a good battery, good brand. Comes with a 10-year warranty. And greater than 60% of the battery's usable capacity after 10 years, so slightly less than the previous 2. This graph here I just put up just to give you a bit of an idea about, there's a number of different variables that go into working out what is going to be the best battery for you. And at the end of the day, it comes back to payback period, so your return on investment. And again, there's people that have gone out into a lot of detail and done a lot of research into this. So if you look at what's the battery going to cost me per kilowatt hour over 10 years, and 10 years being basically the maximum sort of payback period that you'd be looking at. And you can see that the 3 that I just spoke about are here. So the Tesla, LG, and the BYD. And I mentioned these 3 and featured them because they're basically giving you the cheaper of all the ones that have been looked at, the cheaper cost per kilowatt hour. So, you know, Tesla, LG, BYD. Gives you an indication of what sort of batteries are leading the market, because you want to have a cheaper cost per kilowatt hour.